Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Today, in this Powerplay video, we're going to talk about Felicia Winters. And more importantly, how do you unlock Felicia Winters' Pulse Disruptor? Now the Pulse Disruptor is achieved by pledging allegiance to Felicia Winters for 4 weeks or more, and then delivering all the stuff around there. The Pulse Disruptor is a pulse laser that has a chance of causing module malfunction in addition to dealing damage. Well, as much damage as a Class 2 pulse laser can do. Module malfunction does not destroy the modules, it just simply disables them temporarily. The weapon is a power-specific loyalty reward, like I say, for Felicia Winters. It's a pulse laser tuned to affect the electronics of the target ship and cause malfunctions along with reduced damage. And you've got a question, well, how good is this weapon going to be? And what's its role in the whole Powerplay and Elite Dangerous dynamic? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to deal with a bit of history and lore with Felicia Winters, and also how to unlock this Powerplay. Well, we're going to call it a weapon, but it might just be a hindrance to your enemy. So this is the rear system, the Felicia Winters seat of power. Here, I tend to go to their seat of power, pick up any items, and then deliver it to a needy system, whether that's to fortify, pledge, or to advance any sort of like Accessing the Powerplay from the right-hand panel has always been there, and in regards to Felicia Winters, you can see by selecting her and pledging your power that at rating 3 or after 4 weeks you can unlock the Pulse Disruptor, which it states there is a medium weapon that causes module malfunction. So, okay then, no problem. So we've got time pledged. So 4 weeks, 4 days. I've been a bit lax on this. We've identified that Nishi is a fortifying system. No problem. And what I have to do is deliver liberal federal packages from RIA to this system to maintain the network of community and common ideals in Shadow President Felicia Winters systems. No problem. I'll pick up all this stuff. I'll get a nice big ship. I'll fly it over there. It's not too far away. It's under 20 light years. And away we go. Right. Brilliant. No problems. That's all I've got to do. So, I'm going to need 750 of these particular items and fly them over to Nishi. No problem. That's what we're going to do. So for this, I'll be using my good old trusty Type 9 Heavy that I've got no shields on. I've filled it to the roof racks with cargo racks. This allows me to haul the best part of 780 tons worth of cargo, which is great. I only need 750 tons of particular Powerplay items here to allow me to transfer that in one go, and then all I have to do is typically wait then for the tick over. What I'm going to do is transfer that over from my fleet carrier, and then once it arrives I'll transfer out of this lovely Badger Poacher and then into the Type 9 and get on with all the transferring of the materials. So here we are. This is the power contact. I need to fortify for Felicia Winters, so I need to collect liberal federal packages, which is the second item. Now at the moment I've got limited cargo space. I can only pick up 4 out of a maximum of 10. I'll just wait for the ship to turn up, which won't take long, and then I'll start filling the Type 9's hold full of that. So here is the Type 9 in all its big fat glory. It's a huge old ship. Once aboard that, I can go back into the power contact and start in earnest transferring all those materials for Felicia Winter into the cargo hold. So there we are, collect liberal federal packages. Be careful not to go for one that you don't need, just because excitement or something. Every 10 units that you transfer into your cargo hold, you either got to wait 30 minutes or you pay 100,000 credits. 100,000 credits allows you to expedite the collection of these liberal federal packages. So think about it. You need 750. You can do 10 every 30 minutes, or you pay 100,000 credits. There's a bit of mathematics there, no doubt, to get on with it. So while I'm doing that, we're going to go and talk a little bit about Felicia Winters.
Politics has always been a breeding ground for lies, but one lie outshines all the others, and today we heard it once again. It is the insinuation that to seek a diplomatic solution is weak. That a preference for discussion over conflict means we're afraid to fight. We are accustomed to this, of course. We've heard the president's supporters pervert our words again and again. When we face up to the Federation's previous wrongs, they mock us for our so-called liberal guilt. When we celebrate a détente between the superpowers that will help us oppose the Third menace, they imply we are traitors. But it is they who are afraid, and with good reason. Because the people of the Federation have had enough. They will no longer be manipulated into reckless conflicts that serve only to fatten the wallets of arms dealers and the privileged. They will no longer pretend that Hudson's tub thumping and saber rattling is anything more than vacuous propaganda. From star to star, colony to complex, satellite to station, we hear the same heartfelt cry: let the mistakes of the past remain in the past, and let the Federation embrace only the best of itself. Let us return to the core values of hard work, honest trade, support for the vulnerable and mutual respect. The people are ready for us, let us be ready for them.
So after that little bit of lore about Felicia Winters, and we've got a full hold of all the items we need in regards to Powerplay, it's time to go and find out where we've got to take it. So we look at control, preparation or expansion. We're going for control. Nishi is the fortifying system. It's 19.11 light years away. We're going to view this on the map. Only a short jump, might be 1 or 2 jumps away given the type 9 I've got. Yeah, it's going to be 2 jumps away. And it's not too far away. Nice high tech in Boom. It's a refinery. So if we had any additional cargo space, we could use that. So, time to warm up the old Type 9 and get on with it. So here we are leaving Rhea and arriving at the Nishi system, which is a high-tech system and a world apart from where we originated from on this quest. Once we get in there and we land, it's going to be a case of dumping all this power play rubbish on the power contact, and it's a bit easier when you dump it off, let's face it. No longer do you have to keep going in blocks of 10. You can just keep your finger on the old button, and after a little bit of time, that's it. That's all you have to do, and you'll eventually get to 770. Job done, and we were done our delivery. Now, I always take a little bit extra in these cases, simply because you never know, you might get attacked and someone might have a go at your cargo hold. So for completeness, I always take about 770, 780, all depending on what's happening. Now we have to wait for the Thursday reset. Now the reset happens every Thursday and has done in-game. Once it does, it'll refresh your rating and your standing with your Powerplay contact. In this case, Felicia Winters. Going down into Felicia Winters in Powerplay on the right hand side of the panel, we'll see that we are now at rating 3, which was unlocked at 750 merits and 4 weeks aligned with the power. No problem. But that means we've also now got the medium pulse weapon, the Pulse Disruptor. Finally, it's a bit of an ache, it's a bit of a grind, and I hope they do a little bit of work on Powerplay and how you unlock these weapons and make the weapons worthwhile, because to be fair, and this is not just about the Power Disruptor, these weapons are weak. They're weak. Even if you engineer them up, they can be weak as well. So in particular, we're looking at pulse lasers. There you are, there's the normal pulse laser, and you can see the Pulse Disruptor right there. 25,740 credits will get you one of those. It's got a mass of 4 tons, integrity of 51, but here's the real thing here. Damage fall-off starts at 500 meters. Armor piercing, 35. Damage, 2.8. This is a weak weapon. A really weak weapon. Of what was originally a weak weapon. Okay? You know, I mean, I've really struggled with these Powerplay modules as I've gone through them. There are some people who are going to do them, and I'm just going through it as a sort of a rite of passage for the game. But what are my thoughts on these Powerplay modules? Well, anyway, I put these Pulse Disruptors on a little cheeky Viper as opposed to an Anaconda, a bit more maneuverable, to see what it was all about. Now, as we mentioned at the beginning of this video, the Pulse Disruptor is a pulse laser that's tuned to affect the electronics of a target ship and cause malfunctions with very much reduced damage, and that's exactly what it is. Now, it's very similar to the Scramble Spectrum experimental effect that you can put in engineering. The Pulse Disruptor's subsystem malfunction effect does not trigger with every hit, however. The module malfunction capability is useful, but you know what, I think it's more of a hindrance. And if I wasn't going through the Powerplay modules, like what I've been doing in these series of videos, I wouldn't bother. To be fair, the ones you want to bother with, prismatic shields, and you may want to go for that nice, swanky, advanced multi-cannon that's knocking around. Possibly pack-hounds, because they look impressive. And if you're a miner, you know, the mining lasers off Zaval, I think her name is. Anyway, either way, the Pulse Disruptor is also subject to pulse laser hull penetration percentages. Penetrating to thrusters on a medium combat or multi-role ship as a Python from the front is highly unlikely, although shots to the thrusters from the rear, once the shields are down, can be very effective. Also, both effects do not stack with each other or with themselves. No matter how many Pulse Disruptors or weapons with Scramble Spectrum a ship has, they will only affect one module at a time in the target and will not cumulatively increase the malfunction time. So really, I've put 2 on this Viper. Really only should have had 1. And what's the point of that? And in terms of combat damage, the Pulse Disruptor is best compared against a standard Class 2 fixed pulse laser, which, you know, has 39% of the damage per second and 180% of the distributor draw. In short, right, this is a waste of time module, and I think Frontier really need to look at Powerplay and what the rewards are in regards to it. This is atrocious. I don't really know where you would use this in a small ship like this. I mean, it's not gimbaled, it's fixed. It's a pulse laser, for God's sake. They're not the most powerful weapons on the planet, but I suppose death by 1,000 pricks. And I use my words very carefully there. So, you can't affect life support with it. NPCs, when I've played this, are not affected by it. Disabling the power plant will briefly lower its output to 50%, effectively disabling all modules. So that's perhaps what you really should be doing. Hitting the power plant with it. That's my version. In short, should I have gone through all the hassle of this? Well, I'm glad I did it, just for completeness, and now I have the module fitted on a ship. It might come in handy, they might boost them, or augment them sometime in the future. However, to be fair, this Pulse Disruptor, waste of time. Go and get yourself some prismatics. Anyway, I've been Ricardo, thanks very much for watching, hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a bit wordy, I know, but I'll check you all later. Look back for more videos in the series and live streams on the weekends. I'll see you soon.